Hello and welcome to the Wedding Diaries. This is episode 2. If you missed the first episode, I went wedding dress shopping in New York City, ended up saying yes to my dream dress. I actually feel like there was some confusion and a lot of people were guessing because I numbered all the dresses, which dress was the one I said yes to. Guys, it wasn't in the video, come on! Though there are a few other dresses that I still think about and I love. Anyway, if you're new here, hi, my name is Ava. I recently got engaged in September and I'm a 2026 bride. And if you're not new here, you're probably so tired of me saying that. Yes, we get it. But I'm in the middle of trying to plan my dream wedding and I want to take you guys along for all of it. You might be wondering what we're getting into in episode 2 in today's video. Obviously, we have the venue booked, so we can check that off the list. Have a dress, check that off the list. Have a fiance. So those are like, you know, the biggest pieces, but today we're gonna get into the nitty gritty, which I'm actually kind of least excited about only because I'm overwhelmed. There's so many things to think about, things that I haven't thought about until someone's like, oh, what are you gonna do for your centerpieces? And I'm like, I just feel like once I get the ball rolling, I'll actually be excited because sometimes when you look at something as like a full thing that you have to get done, it can be really daunting. But honestly, I still need to gather inspiration. So we're gonna do that today. You guys are gonna help me and kind of figure out what I want. I've talked about this before, but I have never had like a dream wedding in my mind. Now I kind of have an idea. I feel like a lot of people that I know have just had this exact vision for basically their whole lives of what they want their wedding day to look like. And so it's easier for them to navigate these different choices that they have to make because they've already known what they want. Whereas me, I feel like I'm kind of starting from scratch. So that's gonna be this video. I also have some updates, things to share with you, things to haul. I guess I'll randomly haul this first because my sweet grandma in New York, I call her Tutu, which means grandma in Hawaiian, was so excited to give this to me when I went and visited her. And it's the cutest little garter belt that is also kind of doubled as your something blue. It doesn't go up past my knee. Does this look? First of all, would this even fit around my bicep? I don't even think so. There ain't no way this is gonna fit around Mama's juicy thighs. So, extremely sweet thought. And I'm so sad it doesn't fit, but it's cute. Okay, also, I've been so excited to show you guys this. You might be like, Ava, what is this massive trunk doing there? This is a personalized keepsake box from Petite Keep. Future last name reveal. I feel like a lot of people think Micah's last name is Keikoa because that's like his Instagram handle, but it's Pashan. I got a lot of questions on how you pronounce that, and they sent me this wedding keepsake box, which I can put in any memorabilia from our wedding, from bridal stuff. So I can put like our save the dates, our future invitations, and I am so excited. Literally no detail was missed. It has a really cute lock. They let you choose what fabric you want on the inside. Here's the little key to unlock it. And like the color, you can customize what you want it to say. You can also put your date. I'll put their Instagram on the screen because what they do is just so cool. And I am someone who is a memory hoarder. And I'm also someone who is so extremely nostalgic that I just know that this will be put to amazing use. This is also from them. It is hand painted glass ornaments. If you are in bridal mode as well, maybe you just got married, these would be so cute, but they're little ornaments for your tree. We have a ring one. We'll definitely put this one up. This one is gonna have to wait till next year, but it's the cutest little just married car. I'm sorry. Got the groom, got the bride. I love little things like this. Little wedding bell, hello. So if you are also letting wedding things consume your life, like clearly I am, this would be perfect for you. It's way too late in the day, but we're having an energy drink. It's 4 p.m. Probably gonna regret this tonight. I wanna sit down and finally assemble my save the dates. They came in like 2 weeks ago and I did an unboxing on my TikTok and like Instagram, but obviously I wanna show you here too. I am so happy with how they turned out. We had amazing professional photos taken by my really good friend, Sophia. She is a photographer here. So if you're ever looking to get some photos taken and you're on Oahu, definitely hit her up. So we obviously used pictures from that shoot and I've been so excited to show you guys these because I don't know, seeing this just makes it feel that much more real. So I'll save the best for last. I'll show you first. This is the envelope. This one is blank. We had a few blanks just so if anything changed, we could just write the address and the name ourselves. But I love the color. It's obviously so beautiful. and I added the design that had the little flowers just because once you see the vibe I'm trying to create at the wedding, you'll kind of catch what I'm going for. But lots of florals, lots of earthiness, nature. So I just thought this was a cute touch because it kind of goes along with the theme I want to create. And then a little unnecessary, no one probably cares, but I did buy the liner inserts. So these are just little stripes that you put in. There's an adhesive on the back, so when they open it, it just, I don't know, has a little extra touch. Okay, that's done. Let's reveal save the date without revealing the date. Here it is. I love this so much. This is off of one of the templates that I got on Minted, which is the website that I used to create this. It's not sponsored or anything. I did buy it with my own money. I've seen them work with creators though, so if anyone from Minted is watching this. But yeah, it was a super user-friendly website. Loved this design layout. So it just says save the date, Ava and Micah, and then it has the date. And then this is the back. We got a little heart with A and M. Then on the bottom it says Ava and Micah are tying the knot and can't wait to celebrate with you. Formal invitation and details to follow. I'm really excited about sending these out. I don't think it's 100% necessary to do physical save the dates. I think since they're not as formal as actual invitations, doing a digital one is honestly easier and cheaper, but I kind of just wanted to have it for our memories. We do have ours on the refrigerator. I know like both our parents will probably hang it up somewhere because it's honestly just like beautiful. We're mostly doing save the dates for our out of town guests just so they can plan their travel accordingly and know ahead of time. But now let's get to packing. You guys, something very exciting just happened. Very much so wedding related, except plot twist, not my wedding. My best friend from high school asked me to be one of her maid of honors. I thought it'd be fun to do a little bridesmaid, maid of honor box unboxing. First of all, I will say I love when people kind of stray away from the norm and do things that make them happy for their wedding day. She's having 3 maid of honors. Her sister, of course, her first cousin, and then me. And then she's also having other bridesmaids as well, but I am so honored that she asked me. I was a maid of honor once for my sister. You guys might remember her, Nia, from some of my old vlogs. She has been a friend that's just been there through it all, and we're going on close to 10 years of friendship, which is crazy. So she asked me to be one of her maid of honors. She's getting married before me, so it'll just be a really special year next year that we'll both be getting married. It's been really fun to have someone so close to me also in such a similar stage of life. Like we're both engaged and planning our weddings, and it's just been really exciting. This card, I almost spat my drink out. It says, "Bitch, you already knew, at least act surprised." In the box, she put this little Way travel kit. I'm obsessed with their products, so I'm very excited about this. Also these earrings, which I feel like all the girls will probably wear the day of her wedding, but they're little knot earrings because she's tying the knot. This I thought was so cute. I think this is gonna be like their signature drink or something, but it's an espresso martini on the rocks, so it's a pre-made cocktail. I thought that was a really fun touch. This super cute plumeria little hair clip, a little travel perfume, and then this very adorable white zip bag. And then also in this little box is a pinky ring. She said to symbolize the pinky promise of being in her life forever. So classic Ava, even though honestly it is way too early to be buying bridal outfits, I have. So I'm gonna do a haul of some things that I bought, just in case any of you maybe are getting married soon and you wanna wear cute white outfits. Can you blame a girl? I'm getting started a little bit early, but I just honestly can't be stopped. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna ask you guys if you have gotten married recently, or not recently, or you're engaged right now and you know of any cute spots to find really cute bridal outfits. I am gonna ask you to comment those shops down below. I'm gonna start with more simple pieces that aren't outwardly bridal, like bridal dresses and stuff, but just things that I think are very feminine and cute and kind of perfect for this time. I got this white blouse that ties in the front, and I think it's so frilly and perfect. I think it's really easy to dress up or even wear a little bit more casually. But as someone who mostly wears tops like this that are just very plain and basic, which I love, it's really nice to wear something that's a little bit more elevated sometimes. I also believe that with the timing that I'm uploading this video, there probably still is some Black Friday sales going on, so I'll have everything linked down below and they'll probably be on sale. I could not believe how many compliments I got when I wore this last. It's not super outwardly bridal just because it's not white, it's kind of like a beigey cream, but I do think the light color is still really pretty. I love the lacy detail. Again, it's just different than a lot of what I wear. So whenever I wear something that feels super feminine, kind of like a top like this, it just makes me feel bridal. I can't explain it. Okay, let's get into dresses. Not saying you need a ton of things. This is something I'm honestly really excited about. I'm excited to get a bridal shower outfit, bachelorette party outfits, rehearsal dinner dress, all the things. This one is a full-on dress, floor length, beautiful fabric. I love this so much. I liked the drapiness while still kind of hugging the right spots. It just fits super beautifully. You can also wear it off the shoulder or on. I think this will definitely be a really nice dress to wear for one of the events. And then last one, I think I might be the most excited about this, but it is I think a midi dress in this beautiful ivory. The back ties in a bow, so it kind of brings you in at the waist a little bit. I love the details on the shoulder. It's very dainty and beautiful. Love the lacy detail. I think lacy detail anything for bridal mode is just a must. Love that this is not a super stark white. It's more of like a cream ivory. I will definitely find a bridal reason to wear this dress. I don't know why my brain works this way, but it is so easy for me to get wrapped up in like the outfits of it all because it's just so fun. But I do need to actually do things that matter. For example, things I still really want to get moving on booking soon, hair and makeup, because I want to get a trial done and be super happy with it. I've gotten my makeup done before where I just don't feel like myself, and so that's something that I want to put a lot of effort into finding the right like makeup artist. I also do want to look for a content creator. If you know of any, you can leave them down below. But that's something I really want because I don't want to on my wedding day be on my phone or anything taking videos and pictures. It'd be so nice for someone to do that. If you don't know what the difference is, you do have like a actual photographer who with their camera takes professional quality photos, but like wedding content creators, I think is a newer thing, honestly. And they just take the fun in between moments on their iPhones, take little video clips, iPhone pics, and I honestly love that too. And with my job being what it is, and just for myself, like that's content that I want. What else? There's a lot, honestly. I think I have a list of like 50 things that we need to do. We do have a lot of other things figured out. We do still have to do a food tasting and a cake tasting, though we have the vendors secured for that, which is awesome. I set aside this time tonight to get into a flow state with Pinterest. I just did my red light mask, got my water, got a fully charged computer, and I am going to go absolutely insane on Pinterest like my life depends on it. And if for some reason you want to leave an element of surprise to what my wedding ends up looking like, you can just exit now, because I feel like once I start showing you guys this, you'll definitely catch a vision for what I'm trying to have our wedding look and feel like. First of all, I'm curious, in the olden age, before Pinterest existed, like what did people do? Probably just like be original, I guess. But I feel like this would be so helpful because already so many vendors need inspo photos because that can be really helpful for them. And also for me, sometimes I'm not really good at explaining what I want, but if I can share a visual, obviously that's great, and not copy things exactly as it is, but kind of just to give people an idea of what I want and what I envision. When I made this a month ago, I honestly just pinned a few things. I really did not even add that much, but you can kind of see what I've got going on there. But I want to get really specific with ceremony setup inspo, what I want cocktail hour to look like, and the bar, stuff like that, the reception tables, the sweetheart honeymoon table, like signage, lighting, florals. I kind of just want to create some vision boards, which I'm honestly not super good at doing just because I am not the kind of person that is constantly on Pinterest. So for me, this is not natural to me, but I do think I will find it fun. I just am not in the routine of it. I feel like some people are so good at Pinterest and they use it religiously, but I never have. Up until now. Okay, welcome to my Pinterest. As you can see, lots of wedding things because that's all I've been using this for recently. But I kind of want to get started with wedding signage inspo because that's one of the first things that people see. I do like the mirror trend where you have text on it that says welcome to the wedding, which I don't know, might be super obvious, like no shit, you're obviously there for the wedding of whatever your names are, but I do think it's a cute photo opportunity. I'm not 100% sold on it, but I'll just save it because the weddings that I have been to, aka one wedding that had this, we did take some cute mirror pics. Not that I want everything to be necessarily there for a photo op, but I do think it's cute, so I'm just gonna save that. I feel like what's more popular right now is kind of this lacy vibe. I saw one of my friends recently did this, and I think it's super ethereal. We are getting married outdoors, so I do think this could go really nicely at the venue. I feel like I would wait on this though, just because I don't want to make a decision just because it's cool and trendy right now, which I feel like is something I'm kind of struggling making decisions with, just because I want it to be things that I truly love and that we truly love. I'm not just choosing it because it's trending, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. But yeah, I just think that's so pretty, even though again, it is obvious that you are at our wedding and you don't really need to announce that, but I do think it's a cute little touch. One thing I'm randomly obsessed with are these paper umbrellas. There's a word for it. It's skipping my mind right now, but I just think it's so cute having a little stand like this. Again, especially since we are getting married outdoors, it might be nice to have umbrellas as an option for people if it's not like shaded. I also just think these white paper umbrellas look so beautiful. Like how beautiful does that look? I just think it's practical, which is great, but also super cute. Micah's sister actually had a really cute idea of doing little fans on each chair. Ooh, even something like that is really cute. Again, just for practicality, if people get hot, they want to fan themselves. I like the rattan vibe. I think that kind of matches what we're going for. So I'm gonna save that. Let's look up wedding ceremony arch Hawaii, because I do know that both Micah and I want Hawaiian florals, Hawaiian touches throughout our whole wedding. Oh, like that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. I'm gonna save that. Even this, the lays on the chair, that would probably cost so much money, but it's just so beautiful. So we'll save it. Our venue is so beautiful. I do feel like it kind of speaks for itself, but I think having an arch or some sort of floral arrangement to get married in front of would be really nice. I think that's a little too much for me. But then something like that honestly feels kind of simple, even though I think the drapery is absolutely stunning. I do think I want to incorporate florals into it, but wow, that's so pretty. It's really hard because I think so many things are beautiful, but it's kind of just narrowing down what feels like us. You know what? Let's change the search. Let's look up ceremony arch whimsical. I love that word. That's like one of my favorite words to describe the vibe I'm going for. Beautiful. I also am not opposed to the arches that don't really connect, but it's kind of just like pillars. That could be really cool, but it also might look weird if he's standing here, I'm standing here. So maybe I won't pin that, but I do think it's really pretty. Ooh, that is gorgeous. Maybe too much drapery, but something like that could be really pretty. We'll just pin it just in case. Okay, I'm jumping around here, but I want to look up mismatched bridesmaid dresses. I do kind of have a vision of what I'm going for with this, and I think it just looks so pretty if you do stick within a color palette, but you have everyone in different colors. I just think it's a lot more interesting to look at, even though obviously you can't go wrong with classic matching colors. I just think it makes it so interesting. Like even this is something where they're still in the same color palette, but they're all a little bit different. I'm gonna pin that because that's super pretty. I love the green tones. As you guys know, green is like my favorite color, and this is beautiful too. Earthy tones. And then for me, I do want to look up wedding dresses with lei. That is something I definitely want to have on my wedding day, is a lei made for me, a bridal lei, which you can see kind of what that looks like, but it's definitely common to have that here in Hawaii, is to wear lei on any special occasion. It's really common to get laid if it's your birthday or you're celebrating something, but I've always loved the look of bridal leis. It's just so classic. This is insanely beautiful. Ooh, or something that even goes down a little bit further like that is just absolutely gorgeous. And then for Micah too, I know he wants to have a mailele, which would be so stunning on him and he would look so handsome. I don't know if he would want floral intertwined with it. We'll just pin that because I do know that's something he definitely wants. Oh my gosh. That is beautiful. I'm like stuck in between right now of wanting a bouquet like this. Again, this kind of has that whimsical garden flower fairy vibe, but I also love the look of some sort of pop of color. I just think it'd be so nice because obviously there's a lot of white going on and I don't know. Wow, the anthuriums are beautiful. I'm not sure what I would want that to look like, but it's just so pretty to have like a, maybe not so much like this, but more of like a subtle pop of color would be so beautiful. But then again, see, like this makes me question that because you could never go wrong with the all white. That is just classic as well. So there's still like finer things I have to figure out. I'm gonna pin this for photo inspo. This is so beautiful. I love these kinds of portraits. I just think the veil has such a soft, beautiful look. Oh my gosh, that is so gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna go broad here and look up Hawaiian wedding inspo because like I said, that's something we definitely want to incorporate into our wedding, is having a lot of Hawaiian themes and little touches of home, but honestly without it being too outwardly Hawaii. For example, okay, this is super cute. I've seen this before where you have a lei for every guest. I think that is such a fun idea. It would probably be so expensive, but I'm just gonna pin that. At the same time though, I feel like we want a sort of Hawaii theme without it being too much. Not super subtle, but also not too much. I feel like we just don't want it to feel like a themed tropical wedding, if that makes sense. Like we don't want it to feel like a touristy wedding. For example, this is kind of the vibe we're trying to stay away from, where it's very outwardly island themed. I feel like we both kind of want the more subtle touch of that. Like this, I feel like that's so pretty. Love this tablescape, that is gorgeous. Ooh, tropical garden wedding, let's see. That's super pretty. The problem is I find so many things beautiful. I think it's just a matter of figuring out what feels like us. I think I had the same issue with wedding dresses where there were so many that I tried on that I absolutely adored, but it just didn't feel like me, even though they were actually just perfect, but just not mine. There's just so many themes that I love. For example, I think the coastal wedding themes are fun and so cute. Also, ooh, gonna pin that because a live painting, a live artist would be insane to have. I don't know if you guys have heard of that before, but people like live paint your wedding. It's so cool. Also love a black tie moment, but I think for both Micah and I, we want it to be true to who we are as people. And I feel like as classy and elegant as a black tie wedding would be, that is just not us. Whimsical garden wedding reception. Let's see. Okay, love that. Ooh, that's pretty. Save. It's so hard because you could never go wrong with something simplistic like that. That is just so elegant, but I also just feel like I need something a little bit more. This is beautiful. I love that. As you can see, big fan of the greens. If it's not obvious already, that is one of our colors. That is just so pretty. Again, since we're getting married outdoors, I just feel like this vibe with the florals and the greens and the pops of wooden tones are just gonna be so stunning. That is beautiful. What is that? That's for the ceremony? They have these umbrellas. That is cool. Love anthuriums, love orchids. Trying to figure out what sort of flowers we'll want. I know we definitely want to incorporate some native florals, of course. I can't make this up. I just spent an hour and a half pinning wedding stuff on Pinterest, which is a good thing because I have not up until this point, like sat down and done this to the extent that I just did. So this is actually very good progress. And the next time I like talk to vendors, now I have a better idea. Now that I see things that I like, I see things that I don't like, it'll be easier for me to verbalize what I want. Thanks for sticking around. If you actually stayed this point in the video, I'd be shocked because that was what, like a 10-minute segment of me scrolling on Pinterest, explaining my thought process. Like, who actually wants to sit through that? But if you did, mwah, love you. Comment down below the ice cream emoji because I'm straight up about to go have an ice cream bar because that's my reward and you should have one too. Thanks for hanging out. The next Wedding Diaries video will be very exciting. Like I said earlier, it'll be like the bridesmaid proposal stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. But make sure you do something nice for yourself today or for someone else or both. I love you. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.